Hello, everybody. This is God's Education and Wisdom. My name is Marita. I hope you all are having a blessed and wonderful, or had a blessed and wonderful day. If it's nighttime, whenever you see this word, take me to God, take this word to God. This is a heavy word. God is not playing, He is calling out people. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, I will repay. Let me put this disclaimer out here first, because some people's kind of like, oh, she's spreading hate. No, I'm not. I'm spreading the unfiltered word of God. Okay? Well, it's filtered, but it's not filtered. What it means filtered. Getting all the excess stuff out, getting me out of the way. Okay? This is from God's heart to my lips. So in the process, some things are going to get filtered because of moving me out of the way. Okay? My desires, what I may think, what I may feel, and all this other stuff, my ways out. God works in mysterious ways with wonders to perform. We don't understand. We only prophesy in part. But whatever bit he give us to prophesy, to deliver to the people, to wake them up, that is what he wants us to say. Nothing more, nothing less. Don't add to it. Don't take away from it. However way he wants you to deliver it to the people, that's the way you give it. What's coming up, he wants you to serve that coffee so people can wake up. Because what I saw while I was asleep was a coffee filter. Now, all of you know coffee filters are white. White represents purity. Had the coffee grounds up in there, and it was heavy. A whole lot. I could feel the weight of the coffee grounds like it was weighing me down. And I'm like, what? What's going on? Now you just had me release that prophetic word about why you allow what's going on in Jamaica with the water that happened. What's going on? Because right before that, I saw a green, white, and orange flag. At first, I thought those were the colors. It was two different flags, really. The other, I can't remember the colors. I think it was red, white, and blue. But I don't know if it was American or what. But the one that what my attention zoomed in on was the white, green, and orange one. So I looked it up, and I honestly thought it was Mexico. Uh. These are the colors for the Ivory Coast. I'm like, uh-oh, Daddy. If I'm not mistaken, the Ivory Coast has something to do with slavery. So I looked it, and sure enough, I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. God does not like those who oppress anybody. And what he's saying, there are people among us who are saying they family. We fam, and they are not your fam. And they haven't been your fam from the beginning. A lot of people are like, oh no, everybody's not like that. Everybody's not like that. Just like in any other nation, unfortunately. And my heart goes out because I have no idea what the Lord is about to have me say, but whatever he says, I'm going to deliver it. Because, but for the grace of God, there go we also. People are saying, we're brothers, we're sisters, we fam. God said, they not your fam. You prove that you're family by how you treat people. God is saying he's allowing for all of this stuff on social media to happen so people can see who really are their family members, regardless of skin color, regardless of background, regardless of, he looks at the heart. What's your motive for wanting to be affiliated with these people? What's your motive? Are you trying to profit off of them? and only want to profit, but in your heart you despise them? Are you speaking good words to them in front of their face or to their knowledge, and then secretly either in your native language or behind closed doors talking about them like they're a dog? God sees your heart. Are you boosting up one group of people and trying to oppress another? God sees your heart. But this particular word is about the Ivory Coast. Cote d'Ivoire, I think it's called. I'm going to pause for a second because I need my phone for this. God is saying the people of the Ivory Coast ain't learned their lesson. And he coming for your neck. He's coming for your neck like he came for the neck of Og, king of Bashan. Reading from the book of Jasher, or Yasher if you pronounce the J with a G sound versus with a J sound instead of like a Y. This is what the Lord is saying you're like. Some of you even call yourselves Christians. And God was like, I was trying to give you time to see if you change your ways. This been a long time coming. Where is this coming from? I'm reading the book of Yasher. And the children of Moab consulted with the Midianites about how to basically get the children of Israel on their side because they were afraid of them. Because it was more of the children of Israel than it was of the children of Moab. Well, they weren't more, but they were stronger because the Lord, if God be for you, who dare be against you, right? So anyhow, they went and did this to the children of Israel, which is not in the regular Bible. This is the missing bits that they thought, oh, that's too much info. God said no. He told people not to add to his word nor take away from it because it's all beneficial. And it also helps people to wake up, but people don't want everybody to wake up. They're trying to serve people some weak coffee so it doesn't wake them up. God said, give it all. Give the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help us, his children, who he says deliver a word. So help us him. Okay? So anyway, this is what they did. In verse 50 of chapter 86 of the book, and it says, and when Balak saw that Balaam would not accede to his wish, he rose up and went home, and Balaam also returned to his land and went there from Midian. Now this is after the angel of the Lord almost killed Balaam. Okay, so after he got that memo, which is up in the King James Bible, he went home because he like and they like, oh, so you're not gonna? And they like, nope. And the children of Israel journeyed from the plain of Moab and pitched there by Jordan, from Beth Yeshimoth even unto Abel Shittim, at the end of the plains of Moab. And when the children of Israel abode in the plain of Shittim, they began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. Now, initially, when I read that part, I thought, oh, whoredom in the form of being unfaithful to God through sorceries and straight out witchcraft and stuff like that. No, they were enticed. They were lured in. That's why God tells you everybody who say they your family is not your family. You wherever the Lord says that's your family, that's your kin, you can trust them. That's who you go around and that's who you trust. I don't care if you grew up in the same house with them because you don't know what's going on in people's heart. You don't know what people got going on behind closed doors. And that's no slight towards these people. My heart bleeds for what the Lord is leading me to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. Going on. And when the children of Israel abode in the plain of Shittim, they began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And the children of Israel approached Moab, and the children of Moab pitched their tents opposite to the camp of the children of Israel. Now, let me tell you just how low down, dirty, and despicable the children of Moab were. And the children of Moab were afraid of the children of Israel. And the children of Moab took all their daughters and their wives of beautiful aspect and comely appearance, and dressed them in gold and silver and costly garments, pimping out their wives and daughters. Even if they didn't actually interact with their wives and daughters like that, they were basically advertising. Hey, dirty, baby, I got your money, don't you worry, honey. Dirty. They were sitting in the front of the tents, looking all good and attractive to the children of Israel. Ooh, they like, wow. Because let's face it, the women of Israel, they weren't dressed like that. They hadn't had time to get all dressed up and dolled up like that. Why? Because they were wandering around in the wilderness. And the children of Moab seated those women at the door of their tents, in order that the children of Israel might see them and turn to them and not fight against Moab. And all the children of Moab did this thing to the children of Israel, and every man placed his wife and daughter at the door of his tent. And the children of Israel saw the act of the children of Moab, and the children of Israel turned to the daughters of Moab and coveted them. God said, don't covet what your neighbor has. Be happy with what you have. And they went to them. So that was their first sin. Coveting what, and they had the 10 Commandments by now. Coveting what their neighbor had. Don't covet what other people have. It'll lead to a trap. And it came to pass that when a Hebrew came to the door of the tent of Moab and saw a daughter of Moab, and desired her in his heart, and spoke with her at the door of the tent, that which he desired, whilst they were speaking together, the man of the tent would come out and speak to the Hebrew like unto these words. So they'll basically see these men talking, chatting these women up, trying to, like, hey, how you doing? How's your day going? Da 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 da. And while this friendly conversation is going on, these men who set this trap up, pimping out their wives and their daughters, would come out. Surely you know that we are brethren. We are all the descendants of Lot and the descendants of Abraham, his brother. Wherefore then will you not remain with us, and wherefore will you not eat our bread and our sacrifice? And like, wait a minute, you can't? You fam? Everybody who say that you're fam, not your fam. It's a reason why, even in the smallest of families, people tell you don't go around them or don't go around him. Well, they fam. No, they're not your family. They may have the same blood running through their veins, but they may not believe the way you believe. They may not live the way you live. That's pleasing in the eyes of the Lord. So stay away from these people. It's a trap. Why is it a trap? Because, wait a minute, didn't we withhold stuff from them? That's really the reason why Moab was afraid of Israel. Because all the children of Israel wanted to do was go on about their business. We'll stay on the King's Highway. We're not going to bother y'all. We're not going to take anything that you have. Just let us pass through. And it's like, because they forsook them, the Lord said, don't mess with them. Reason why the Lord told them not to mess with Moab, because Moab had just gotten their behind whooped by Og, king of by Og, not Og, his name Sihon. God had just by Og's king of Sihon. They had just got their behind whooped. Well, how? Because Og went and hired Balaam, and Balaam cursed them, and that's why come they didn't win the fight. So God said they done been through enough. Leave them alone. But what the children of Moab do? They let fear get the best of them. Oh, we didn't let them pass through. Now they're going to get them. Not knowing that the Lord told them, don't mess with them. Don't mess with them, because God knew the whole story. or why they wouldn't let them pass through they would. They had already suffered a major loss through the hands of the king of Sihon. So they were like, can't, can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. And no, not Sihon. Anyway, surely you know that we are brethren, we are all descendants of Lot and descendants of Abraham his brother. Wherefore then will you not remain with us, and wherefore will you not eat our bread and our sacrifices? And when the children of Moab had thus overwhelmed him with their speeches and enticed him by their flattering words, they seated him, this man, who went chatting up this female, in the tent and cooked and sacrificed for him, and he ate of their sacrifice and of their bread. They're like, oh, surely your sacrifice is our sacrifice because we sacrifice unto the Lord. Wrong. These people are demonic. Everything that glitters is not gold. Just because they look the same, but they're not the same. They look like you, but they're not like you. And why? This is regarding the slavery, particularly the Ivory Coast. God is saying He coming for your neck. He is coming for your neck. He didn't forget because you didn't change. You just same horse, different color, different technique. You acted just like the children of Moab. Because God says you are of the children of Moab. Ooh. And when the children of Moab had thus overwhelmed him with their speeches and enticed him by flattering words, they seated him in the tent and cooked and sacrificed for him, and he ate of their sacrifice and their bread. Then they gave him wine, and he drank and became intoxicated. And they placed before him a beautiful damsel, and he did with her as he liked, again pimping out their wives and their daughters. For he knew not what he was doing, as he had drunk plentifully of wine. Thus did the children of Moab to Israel in that place, in the plain of Shittim. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel on account of this matter, and he sent a pestilence among them, and there died of the Israelites 24,000 men. Now there was a man of the children of Simeon, whose name was Zimri, the son of Salu, who connected himself with the Midianite Cosbi, and the daughter of Zer, king of Midian, in the sight of all the children of Israel. This is when God was reprimanding them. And here he come along. I'm with king's daughter. I don't know what he talking about. Ain't nobody gonna touch us. Well, the zeal of the Lord fell upon Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, and he saw this thing which Zimri had done, and he took a spear and rose up and went after them and pierced them through and slew them. And the pestilence ceased from the children of Israel. And when he slew, because he went for the head, she was chief daughter. She was the king's daughter. And what I see is them walking together and that spear going through both of them at the same time. And that's when the pestilence stopped. And the Lord went after them. And this is what happened. And at that time, after the pestilence, the Lord said to Moses and to Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saying, number the heads of the whole community of the children of Israel from 20 years old and upward, all that went forth in the army. And Moses and Eleazar numbered the children of Israel and their families, and the number of all Israel was 700,730. And the number of the children of Levi from 1 month old and upward was 23,000. And amongst them these there was not a man of those numbered by Moses and Aaron in the wilderness of Sinai, meaning he didn't miss anybody. For the Lord had told them that they would die in the wilderness, so they all died, and not one had been left of them excepting Caleb the son of Jephunneh and Joshua the son of Nun. And it was after this that the Lord said to Moses, say unto the children of Israel to avenge upon Midian the cause of their brethren, the children of Israel. Why? Because Balaam was living in Midian. And that's whose counsel the children of Moab heeded. Why? Because Balaam, since he couldn't get the children of Israel on the front end cursing them with his mouth, he like, oh, if I get them to sin, I'll be able to inherit what Balak king of Moab wanted to get me on the back end. I get the children of Israel to get on God's bad side by getting them to covet and then sin with these women, commit fornication. So then they'll be cursed. Yay! That was Balaam's doing. And it was after this that the Lord said to Moses, "Say unto the children of Israel to avenge upon Midian the cause of their brethren, the children of Israel." And Moses did so, and the children of Israel chose from amongst them 12,000 men, being 1,000 to a tribe, and they went to Midian. And the children of Israel warred against Midian, and they slew every male also the 5 princes of Midian, and Balaam the son of Beor did they slay with the sword. These 5 princes represent the wise counselors, the advisors, who advised the children of Moab how to trip the children of Israel up. And they tripped them up, they enslaved them, they got them caught up, and they got them killed by the Lord. God said that's why everybody who call themselves, oh, we all black. That's where it's going. We all black. We all in the same game. No, no, we not. Y'all like to get people caught up. God said, y'all haven't changed your ways after all these years, and he coming for your neck. And the children of Israel took the wives of Midian captive with their little ones and their cattle and all belonging to them. And they took all the spoil and all the prey, and they brought it to Moses and Eleazar to the plains of Moab. And Moses and Eleazar and the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them with joy. And they divided all the spoil of Midian, and the children of Israel had been revenged upon Midian for the cause of their brethren, the children of Israel. God said, all those people who lies you tripped up because you like, oh, they're Hebrews. Y'all know who we are. I'm a Gen Xer. I remember how y'all treated us, even though we were the ones who boycotted apartheid. We were the ones who boycotted by Lotto. We boycotted. These are shoe companies, by the way. We boycotted Lotto, British Knights, Reebok, K-Swiss, and there's one more I'm missing. Elise. Very expensive shoe brand. We, as children, boycotted once we found out, and young adults boycotted once we found out that they were a part of apartheid. Because we said nobody should be slaves, because we know what it's like to be slaves. Those are our people over there, or so we thought. And every last one of those companies, if they didn't go bankrupt, they didn't return to the status they once were. True story. Why you saying that people, you Black Americans don't have any culture or anything? We took them down. Reebok, Lotto, British Knights, K-Swiss, and Elise. They went overnight. We didn't want it. One minute they were up, the next minute, what? They support apartheid. What? That was a wrap. But we your people. God said, everything that glitters ain't gold. And the reason why he's coming, because you ain't changed your ways. This is from ancient. You love tripping people up for your own benefit. You don't know how to let people be. The Ivory Coast, particularly. This is what I found out. The role of the Ivory Coast, modern day Cote d'Ivoire, in a slave trade encompasses both its historical involvement in the transatlantic slave trade and its ongoing battle with modern day child labor and human trafficking. Y'all are nobody's fam but your own. You are not your brother's keeper. You your brother's trapper. You're your brother's oppressor. You're your brother's killer. You're Cain. You are of the spirit of Cain. The same spirit that led Cain to kill Abel, that's the same spirit y'all operate under. Ooh, wait. Notice I said under, not with. Historically, the Ivory Coast was part of the Windward Coast or Upper Guinea, accounting for roughly 1.8% of all enslaved Africans transported to the Americas. What did the children of Moab historically do? They pimped out their sons, their daughters, and their wives. Come on, get all dressed up. You know you look good, girl. Put your shine on. Now go sit up in that tent and get, you know you look good. Sit up in that tent and get them to come on over here. And then once they start chatting y'all up, we'll start chatting them up, letting them know how we related. God said, This is not just for the Ivory Coast. This is from people even from your household who got that spirit of Cain on them. Jealous of you. Oh, we from the same mom. We from the same. Your mother and my father were brother and sister. Oh no, this a no. In the heat of the moment, baby, I lost my mind. I lost my head. I didn't know what to do. In the heat of the moment, baby, I'm still in love with you. God said, forget all that junk. Some of this is people that you was once with. And they coming back. And they're your oppressors. They're your slave trappers. They want to rule over you. God said, get out of here. But again, he specifically showed me the Ivory Coast flag. He's telling people, wake up. Well, we all from Africa. No. If you mean by from residing there, yeah, we all, for most part, some of us resided in Africa with the Africans, but we were not and are not Africans. They let us know that in the 80s when we were trying to embrace us, like, you're not African. And do it. If it was raining, they would have drowned. Not African. You're not African. You slave. They didn't come out and say it because they didn't want to tell on themselves. But that's where the despicableness come from. Here it is, these slaves outdid us. How is that? Oh yeah. God said, yo, you ain't change it. He see your heart. He see your heart. And now, oh, they nothing to play with. Let us get on the bandwagon with them. God said, no. Because he see your intent. Y'all trying to sell us out again. You got relatives in your household who trying to say, well, I miss you so much. You know we fam. You better stay where the heck you are if you value your life. Because you don't have to worry about them or what they might do to you. You better be concerned about what God will do to you. Stay where you're behind at if God told you to stay away from certain people or don't trust them. Historically, with the Ivory Coast, or what is it, the new Côte d'Ivoire, maritime European traders largely prioritized the neighboring Gold Coast, Ghana. This is who we coming after. Ghana, enslaved coast Benin, and Nigeria over the Ivory Coast due to its shallow shores and lack of deep water natural ports. These shallow people, very shallow. They don't have no deep connection to the Lord. They want to trade what you got for what they got. And they don't have anything. They're very shallow. Their relationship with the Lord is shallow. It's all about what the Lord can get them. You ever seen how they dress? And this is the Lord talking. They all about that glitz and that gleam and putting on that shine. But they ain't about depthness. Most of them, he said, are not about the heart. They not real when it comes to the things of the Lord. They'll step over anybody to get what they want. They'll even pimp out their own. They don't care. The ivory focus. Early European merchants primarily traded for physical ivory, white gold, and gold rather than human captives along this specific stretch of coastline. This part, your memory. Elephants have a long memory, and an elephant never forgets. A lot of these people are quick to get in certain professions to where they can try and manipulate and transmute the narrative to appease them, that'll appease them, that will benefit them. And again, my heart goes out to them because y'all don't know what y'all about to do. God about to give y'all a rude awakening because your agenda is to oppress the black people again, the black Americans of America again. That's really what your agenda is. And that's why come you all up on that white is right. This ain't chess. This is not chess. This is real life. God don't play any games. But yeah, everybody want to play games with God. Everybody want to be Super Saver, all that in a bag of chips. Want to wear their designer clothes and everything. Stupid Americans, dirty Americans, and all. He's like, okay, y'all want to get on that white supremacy stuff, which is the spirit of Cain. Jealous of people who ain't do anything to you. Abel didn't do anything to Cain. Reason why Cain really came after Abel was that Abel's offering revealed Cain's heart. And instead of him dealing with what his heart defect was, he decided to get rid of the mirror. The person who was being used by God as a mirror of his heart. And God said, if you bring an acceptable sacrifice, won't you also be accepted? Reason why Cain didn't heed it was because he knew he had no intentions of giving God a worthy sacrifice. Ever. So he said, if I get rid of him, my shame will go away. This bad feeling will go away. Wrong. Next one. And they trying to get people to forget what they did. No, it's not going away. Because you haven't stopped. You still up to the same, all in the same game. Interior slave routes. Captured individuals from the Ivorian interior were often marched overland by middlemen to massive coastal slave fortresses in neighboring countries such as Elmina Castle and Cape Coast Castle in Ghana, where they were forced onto ships. Shanghai. You Shanghai them. And it's like, oh, these Hebrews, they were our slaves anyway. Let's go on, make some more money off of them. Let's flip this money. Flip this. What you pay for them? Okay, let's flip it. And all the Hebrews that you sold, all they were doing was just trying to pass their time. But no. Got some money to be made. These not our peeps anyway. They look like us, but they ain't our blood. They ain't our blood. And now all of a sudden we over here and like, how those slaves outdo us? Because if God be for you, who can be against you? And like, oh, they against all us black people. They get no, don't be claiming that now. God is getting very angry. He said, don't be claiming that now because he see your heart. And it's far from him. You'll sell out your mama. You'll sell out your daddy. And some of you have sold out yourselves to the devil. And I'm talking about Satan. I ain't talking about people who are his ambassadors. To him himself. Displacement and warfare. The pressure from neighboring slave hunters altered local demographics. For instance, the Agni and Akan people migrated into the Ivory Coast from Ghana during the 17th century to flee coastal raiders. And they thought that they were fleeing there for freedom. But they were falling right into a trap. Ivory Coast, you are nobody's friend. You all about self. What will benefit me? Historic memorials, towns like Kanganyanzi, located near Tiasali, serve as modern day Tiasale, located near Tiasale, serve as modern day commemorative monuments built along historical inland slave routes. Well, if we put this memorial, we'll show that we're repenting. You're not. You're not. He said he's bringing you to an open shame so people know not to deal with y'all. Because you ain't changed your ways at all. The whole of you. The whole of you. And when I say the whole of you, there are fragments here and there who have really committed to the word of God and have turned from those wicked ways. But the majority rules. And the majority of you have not turned from your wicked ways. Modern day slavery, aka chocolate slaves. The legacy of forced labor continues to impact the Ivory Coast today through the global agricultural industry. Cocoa supremacy. The country produces roughly 40% of the world's cocoa supply, making chocolate production its primary economic driver. Child trafficking. Human rights organizations document that upwards of 2 million children endure dangerous child labor harvesting cocoa. Exploitative methods. Pimping out. Traffickers target vulnerable families from poor neighboring nations like Mali and Burkina Faso, luring or kidnapping children with false promises of paid jobs, only to enslave them to go and work out in the cocoa fields. Enslavement conditions. Victims are frequently unpaid, physically confined, threatened with violence, and forced to handle heavy machetes and hazardous agricultural chemicals, exposing them to all types of poison. And this is what the Lord is saying to you. God says, anybody who causes one of his children, one of his little ones, and little ones is not based on age, it's being one of his children because we're all small in his eyes. Anybody who causes one of his real children to stumble in any way, shape, form, or fashion, through it, be it enslavement and or oppression, trickery, where they get on the bad side with God and they don't even know how it happened, and all this other stuff, slipping people Mickeys. The Mickey doesn't have to necessarily be in a drink. The beginning part of the Mickey could be getting somebody to covet something they shouldn't, or to get them caught up in trap. God said it is better that you get a millstone tied around your neck and be thrown into the midst of the sea than to do this. God said your time has come. It's not coming. Your time has come. And your modern day slavery, you ain't changed. Y'all didn't have a problem with sending us Hebrew children over here to America. Yeah, like, oh, the price is right. Oh, I get a gun. Oh, we get some spices. What you working with? They ain't nothing but slaves anyway. Again, in the 80s, we were up there with these Africa emblems and everything, all for. And then Africans come over here, 50 Americans. What you wanted to say was, you filthy Hebrews, you filthy slaves, get away from us. And y'all still carry that sentiment in your homes till this day. God said he sees your heart. How dare you call yourselves his children and your heart hasn't changed? Cain had not only a head problem, his problem started in his heart. He didn't want to get right with God. So because they were a reminder, we're constant reminders of what you guys did, and you guys hate us for that. Every time you see us, we convict you. Won't they just go away? No, we're not going away. We're like baby kids. We don't die, we multiply. You teach your children that they're low class and all this and that, all because we were enslaved. And then when we came over here and started living better than you, and then on top of that, trying to free you from the oppressors that you had, you come over here and say, thank you. Now we want everything you got. And oh, you still filthy, low down, dirty, disgusting, and you call yourselves children of God. God said he sees your heart. And my heart bleeds for you because I don't know what God's going to do. But he said it's coming. You going to get a whooping out of this world. Out of this world. Some of you, you're so low down and dirty that you no longer going to walk the face of this earth. Others, God is going to pour out so much of his wrath on you, you're going to be wishing, you're going to be praying for death, but it's not going to come. Why? Because he's letting you see how it feels. Because y'all didn't learn your lesson. And it's so sad. It's so sad. God said he tired of people playing in his people's faces, trying to get them, trying to gaslight them and or get them to forget the role that they played in their oppression, in their struggle, in their fight. And this is what the Lord is saying. If they would have just humbled themselves and truly turned from their wicked ways, he would have humbled them. He would have healed their land. God's humility is not our humility all the time. Sometimes the humility God will give us is getting us to be compassionate and loving and caring and kind and willing to serve others without being compelled to do so through coercion is what I'm saying. Being compelled to serve without being coerced or forced in some way, shape, or fashion. God said this is he giving people a wake-up call. They look the same, but they not the same in heart. This is also for people of your bloodline from your same household. What did he say? We are children of Lot. Lot was all jacked up. How? Because Lot slept with two of his daughters. His daughters got him drunk. Ain't nothing changed. His daughters got him drunk because they like, we gotta have children. And he ended up not knowing what he did. Slept with his daughter. Perversion. Incest. What did the children of Moab do? Get the children of Israel drunk because so they wouldn't know what they did, so they could trap them up at the advisement of Balaam. All about money. Moab was like, we'll offer you all of this. He said, I can't do it. I can't do it. The Lord get me. And he called himself being wise in his own eyes. Well, I didn't curse him, so I'm free. God said, no, I saw your heart. You didn't heed the warning. It's more than one way to call yourself trying to curse somebody. So because of what they did, 24,000 men of Israel died. And they thought God was going to let them get away with that. Balaam thought God was going to let him get away with that. No, he should have. If they can, I don't have anything to say. When it comes to children of Israel, I'm out of it. I don't care. Well, they need help. They need your help. I'm over here. I ain't messing with them. No, he didn't use that good sense. Well, surely the Lord said I can't curse them, but I can go and give some advice on how they can get the one up on him. Yeah, it cost him his life. So that's what the Lord is saying. If he told you to stay away from some people, you stay away. He don't care if you got the same mama, daddy, sister, brother, uncle, aunt. I don't care about any of that. And for the Ivory Coast on that end, it's battle ram. Mm, mm, mm. You can't stop it, baby. A battle ram. because a lot of these children are getting maimed and or killed. Some of these children are getting poisoned where it's affecting their health to where it's stunting their growth mentally, emotionally, spiritually with him. But guess what? God watches over and protects babes and fools. Your time of protection as a fool is over. He's protecting the babes now. Because all you keep doing is spewing the same hate, the same disobedience, the same trickery. God said, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from it. The former oppressors just keep teaching their children how to be oppressive. So he said, okay, you have no intentions of stopping. You want to act like better. You can't stop it, baby. A better ram. God is leading me to look to see where they're ranking right now. Mm-mm-mm. The Ivory Coast men's national team is not playing today. They were eliminated from the 2026 World Cup after losing 2-1 to Norway. Mm-mm-mm. So, I'm seeing where it was played. It was played in Texas. In this round of 32 knockout match, Ivory Coast was eliminated after a 2-1 loss to Norway. And again, he showed me another thing. God said, the very place, some of these places, is the reason why he told you not to return to some of these states. You got people there who are very oppressive and trying to play head games to where you forget all the wrong that they did to you. They only want you to forget so they can do even more wrong to you, even though you're not messing with them. The Ivory Coast went down in Dallas, Texas after round 32, and Norway was the one who took them out. And I told you it was red, white, and blue. I thought I saw. God said that's prophetic. And I'm being led to look up what the word Norway means. Why I keep hearing no way, no way. Norway means no way. It was no way God was gonna let them win. The word Norway translates to the northern way or way leading to the north. The north represents to God. In this prophetic message, the north represents leading to God. Lord have mercy. I'm looking at the primary faith of Noi. The main religion in Norway is Christianity. 60% of the people practice Christianity. God said, it's no way he was going to let them win. Because those people Norway represents more of his righteousness than the Ivory Coast does. Oh my gosh. It was no way he was going to let them win. He actually set them up to fall in the 32nd round. 3, 2, 1. Contact. 3, 2, 1. Contact. That's why they were eliminated in the 32nd round. And finally, gonna look up the meaning of the number 32, Hebrew. In the Hebrew Strong's Concordance. The number 32, Abiel, or more correctly, Ha-Abiel, from 1 and 24, father, i.e. possessor of might, Abiel or Abikel, the name of 3 Israelites and 2 Israelitesses, Abihel. In 2448, the translation is Kail, probably a force, whether of men, means, or other resources, an army, wealth, virtue, valor, strength, able, activity. You know it said virtue. Army, band of men, soldiers, company, great forces, good hosts, most, riches, strength, might. And notice virtuous, war, worthily. And God is no respecter of people. He don't care what skin color you are, what gift wrap he put your body in. That's what your skin is. Your skin is simply gift wrap. That's why it's called the birthday suit. He doesn't care what your economic or educational background is. He doesn't care what your family background is. He doesn't care what your cultural background is. He cares about your heart. They ain't changed. All in the same game. They ain't changed playing the same old games. God said 3, 2, 1. Contact is the answer. He said he about to reach out and touch you. That old AT&T commercial. Reach out and touch someone. They're going to get touched. He going worldwide because these people, Africa getting their behinds whooped because they were using God's natural resources, something the Lord made, to oppress people with the binding spells and the witchcraft and everything. God blocked it. Now they say, oh, you gonna block us from our money? It's all about the money. It's not about enjoying the water and everything for most of them. No, that's their side hustle. What's that me? Western Union me this money. So people fly over there. I need you to curse somebody. God said, okay. So that's how you want to use what I gave you. Cut it off. Using your own people, cut it off from me. So that's their punishment. With you people, Ivory Coast or Cote d'Azur, what was it? What's the new name you gave yourselves? Hold on. Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivory. Ivoire, I believe it's Ivoire. But anyway, killing the elephants for their ivory and trapping up people so that you can make money off of their backs. off of their oppression, off of their enslavement. You didn't care. And now you pimping out not only your own children, but other children around. You are faithful to no one but to that dollar. To Satan. You serve mammon, not God. Hey, dirty. Baby, I got your money. Don't you worry. Dirty. Sing it. Baby, I got your money. Y'all do whatever. I look fly, don't I? And all this other stuff. No, you don't. You do look fly. You look like fly. You look like that fly that's attracted to poop. And when you do land somewhere, all you do is vomit on people, is what the Lord is saying. That's why Satan is the Lord of the flies. He's attracted to mess. And when he lands there, he brings even more mess. He's the sower of discord among brethren. And God finds it abominable. But he says, 3, 2, 1, contact. And I don't know when it's going to happen. Again, my heart, I was feeling more sad about it, but why be sad when the Lord is trying to liberate somebody? I can't find sadness in there. The sadness is that you even felt like you had to do that. The sadness is that you allowed yourself to get pimped out by Satan to where now you're about to get a behind whooping. Why? Because everything came full circle. You landed right where you sent those people. God allowed you, of all places, to go play in Texas during the month of June, where some of the ancestors of the people that you enslaved still live. Where also Texas was the last to know out of all the other states that they were free because of the part you played in the transatlantic slave trade. And your own brethren who were trying to escape being trapped themselves ran right into the traps going to you. Thought they were going to a safe place. They went from the frying pan into the fire, messing around with you. And that's why God allowed you to go, of all places, Arlington, where the rich people at, of Texas. Majority of the wealthy people. There was people all over Texas, but predominantly they live and drive up in Dallas/Arlington area, the Fort Worth area, right? That was prophetic. He brought you full circle because people never thought the World Cup would ever come to America. It ain't came. Came, saw, and conquered. 3, 2, 1, contact. He not playing. 2 years after everybody else was free, Texas got word. I grew up in Texas. We been knew about Juneteenth. We celebrated Juneteenth. We had the Juneteenth parades growing up in the 80s and everything. Oh, yes, we did. People are like, oh, they don't want us to know anything. It wasn't known everywhere because not every other state was affected. The only ones that were affected were the blacks in Texas. Not some politician. It should be a federal holiday. Trying to throw a brick and hide their hand by throwing out a holiday. You took away the significance of it. It was only meant for blacks in Texas to observe because they were the ones who were the ones oppressed for 2 years more. But when people could benefit from a free holiday, oh yeah, Juneteenth, oh Juneteenth, oh Juneteenth. When I saw it, I was despaired. I despised it because I saw the motive behind it was not pure. Imagine everybody else around you free, and you don't get the memo until you finish serving their course, their cause. So Ivory Coast, you was the Lord is saying He allowed you to go play there because that was the very last state to get their freedom here in America, and you failed there. And he said that's just the beginning. 3, 2, 1, contact. Because the cries of those children and the cries of those children's mother has reached his ears. And it's like you're not just doing human trafficking in the form of this cocoa stuff. You're also participating in human trafficking of the sex trade. He said he see it all. You're not fooling him. He said you sell out your own mama. And then you been like you learn from your mama. Get it from your mama, get it from your daddy. Cause that's what they did. But he about to end it. He about to end it. You're gonna get a whooping out from out of this world. And this isn't just about Ivory Coast, the Côte d'Ivoire. This is also about people from your bloodline who call themselves family, who only want you to come back around them because they're about to get their behind whooped, or at least they think they are. And if they get you to sin by going back around them, all will be well. They don't care if you going back around them will cost you their life, cost you your life, as long as they're okay. God says, stay away. I have relatives in Texas, former relatives. I don't even consider them relatives because we have nothing in common. God told me stay away. I'm staying away. When I read that passage in the book of the upright, aka the book of Yasher, I knew exactly what the Lord was talking about. And then it was confirmed with this Ivory Coast things. These people, some of your relatives did spells to enslave you. It's more than one way to reach out and touch someone. The song reach out and touch someone. AT&T was a company, a phone company. Getting contact, it's more than one way to contact somebody. But God said He's waking you up because you were the last to know that you was enslaved and who enslaved you. You was the last to know that the Lord has set you free. Why? Because of these spells and everything these people did. They got the spirit, the same spirit that was operating in and through Cain is what's operating and got them headstrong. They wanted you gone because your very presence irked what was wrong with them. And instead of them heeding the warning and saying, Lord, what must I do to be saved? They wanted to just get rid of you. You best believe when those people from the Ivory Coast came, probably didn't happen immediately. You best believe the Lord brought to remembrance everything while they were in Texas. They probably couldn't get out of here fast enough. And who's to say the U.S. throwing their brick, hiding their hand, wink, wink, will put them right there in Texas, where it was the last state to be freed from slavery. People shiesty. But God said He allowed it because it was just, because y'all don't want to stop. Y'all thought we won't stop, we can't stop. And windward coast. Y'all like, oh, the wind's at my back. God said, yeah, that's what you thought. The wind's now right there up in front of your face. And it's going to be brutal. And again, you lost against a country that is primarily Christian. And the way the north way, or the way north, nor way. The way to God. What is the way to God? Through Christ Jesus. Being no longer conformed to the world, looking like the world. Don't worry about putting no dang shine on. But being transformed, truly transformed from the inside out, by the renewing of your mind through Christ, or the transforming of your mind through Christ Jesus. And that's the word. Baby, he about to bring it. He about to bring it. Because a lot of you, some of you are American citizens and or got permission to legally be here. And y'all haven't changed your sentiment. You said, so what? They were the weaker people. We weren't weaker people. We were on foreign territory. And rightfully so. Why? Because we transgressed against the Lord. And he allowed y'all to get the one up. And he allowed even the one up of slavery to happen to our benefit, to save our souls. But then after returning all that good with evil, God said he who returns evil for good, evil will never depart from their house. That's what Cain did to Abel. But God, Jesus cries out something better. Jesus cries out mercy. Jesus cries out forgiveness, whereas Abel cried out vengeance. You got some Christians. You might have some say, ooh, you may have some leeway here. You got some Christians who are crying out mercy. Lord, have mercy on them. Because but for the grace of God, there go I also. Then you got others who saying, Lord, avenge me of my child. Avenge me, avenge me, avenge me. Who's wrong? Neither one. It'll be a case by case situation, because at the end of the day, only what we do for Christ will last, and God has the final say. So in a situation, if he wants to bring vengeance to that person, he's going to bring vengeance. Even if that person's crying out mercy and forgiveness. Give them grace. Give them more time to get their act together. God said, nope, that time is up. Vengeance. Another person may be crying out vengeance, saying, Lord, go get him, go get him, go get him. And God said, nope, I still gonna give them some more time. I feel like they need some more time. I'm gonna give them all the time in the world, so that if I do have to bring vengeance, they can't be able to say I didn't know and I didn't have time. So it's a case by case situation, because God is no respecter of people. Many are the plans of man, but the Lord prevails. And that's the word. And they went home on the 30th. At the end of June, they got shut out. And that was their wake-up call. God said them getting knocked out of the World Cup was their wake-up call, of all places in Texas. Because while they were in Texas, a lot of them learned about June 10th. And again, it was like another black eye. God said 3, 2, 1, contact. And that's the word. That's sad. And again, I have former relatives and everything. Right there up in Texas, God said, don't go back. I said, okay. And I ain't gonna lie. Heartstrings, like, I miss them. I love them. But God said, you can miss them. And you can love them. But don't go back. I said, okay. I was like, I don't understand why I'm getting all these super duper emotions all of a sudden. It's them up there trying to do things behind the scenes to lure you back. You remember when? You remember when? Yep, but don't forget remember the other side of it. Remember that these people were still the ones trying to get you off from the face of the earth to where you were no longer existing here. Remember that not from a place of vengeance, not from a place of unforgiveness, not from even a place of hatred. Remember that for your own safety. Forgive them and walk in love towards them, but love them from a distance. That's your safe bet, to love these people from a distance, because God is about to pour out his wrath on them. Because now he's he's waking them up to the full amount, the full extent that their actions, the impact it fully had on your life and the lives of your children. That's the wake up call. The heavy burden that they put on you with all this junk that they did. He's waking them up. He's removing their reprobate mind long enough so they can come to their God-given senses and hopefully return to him. Or if they never were part of his church, they can come to him. He's removing their reprobate mind long enough to wake them up. And it's up to them whether they're gonna turn from their wicked ways and repent of their sins, humble themselves so that it can be healed, their land can be healed. Or it's up to them if they're going to double down like Cain and keep on. And that's the word. Whoever else this word is for, I know it's definitely for me. And I take no pleasure in this word. But I'm seeing some people, they just intent on lying on you and spreading word curses and everything, planting lies in the name up in other people's head and everything else about you. But you keep walking in love towards them. Yet from a distance. Love them from a distance. Don't wish any ill or anything towards them. Let them be them. All the way over there. We don't need to see each other. And that's the word. Because God said if they don't turn from their wicked ways, he's going to cut off all contact. And when I say all contact, you're not going to even think about them anymore. Not that you don't have any love for them, but he's going to make it to where you don't think about them anymore. You don't bring up their name or anything. And it's not because you have aught against them. That's the safest thing to do if they don't turn from their wicked ways. It's so you can live in peace and so you can rest in the land that he is giving you. And that's the word. Oh, God bless you all. Bye.